You give us peace. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. You are the Prince of Peace. You help us. Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to read John 21. I'm going to pray, and I'm going to head into it. Dear God, thank you for this time that I can do this. Lord, you're awesome. You're amazing. Please get rid of the coronavirus pandemic and every other disease. In your precious and holy name, Lord, I say, amen. Now I'm going to read John 21. After these things, Jesus manifested himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and he manifested himself in this way. Simon Peter and Thomas called Didymus and Nathanael and Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 others of his disciples were together. Simon Peter said to them, I am going fishing. They said, we will also come with you. They went out and got into the boat, and that night they caught nothing. But when the day was now breaking, Jesus stood on the bench. Yet the disciples did not know that it was Jesus. So Jesus said to them, Children, you do not have any fish, do you? They answered him, No. And he said to them, Cast the net on the right hand side of the boat, and you will find a catch. So they cast, and then they were not able to haul it in because of the great number of fish. Therefore, that disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, It is the Lord. So when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put his outer garment on, for he was stripped for work, and threw himself into the sea. But the disciples came into the little boat, for they were not far from the land, but about 100 yards away, dragging the net full of fish. So when they got out of the land, they saw a charcoal fire laid and fish placed on it, and bread. And Jesus said to them, Bring some of the fish which you have now caught. Simon Peter went up and drew the net to the land, full of large fish, 153, and although there was so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, Come and have breakfast. None of the disciples ventured to question him, Who are you? Knowing that it was the Lord. Jesus came and took the bread and gave it to them, and gave the fish likewise. This is now the third time that Jesus was manifested to the disciples after he was raised from the dead. So when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? He said to him, Yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, Tend my lambs. He said to him again a second time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? He said to him, Yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, Shepherd my sheep. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, Do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said to him, Tend my sheep. Truly, truly, I say to you, when you are younger, you used to gird yourself and walk wherever you wished. But when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will gird you, and bring you where you do not wish to go. Now this he said, signifying by what kind of death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to them, Follow me. Peter turning around, saw the disciple whom Jesus loved following him, the one who also had leaned back on his bosom at the supper, and said, Lord, who is the one who betrays you? So Peter, seeing him, said to Jesus, Lord, and what about this man? Jesus said to him, If I want him to remain until I come, what is that to you? You follow me. Therefore this saying went out among the brethren, that that disciple would not die. Yet Jesus did not say to him that he would not die, but only If I want him to remain until I come, what is that to you? This is a disciple which is terrifying to these things, and wrote these things. And we knew that his testimony is true. And there are also many other things which Jesus did, which if they were written in detail, I suppose that even the world itself will not contain the books that will be written. Really powerful chapter, John 21. Jesus is risen. He has breakfast with his disciples. I really love that passage. And they don't recognize Jesus at first, but later they do. It's amazing. And I really love how the Book of John ended. Next week, I'll be starting a series of messages on Acts. But, John, I really love the Book of John. It shows the deity of Jesus Christ and him being part of the Godhead. The Bible is real. It's true. And I really love it when he's said, and starting in verse, I really love it when it said, starting in verse 10 and 15. I really love it when Jesus asks Peter 3 times, do you love me? I'm going to read it again. So when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, tend my lambs. He said to him again a second time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, shepherd my sheep. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said to him, tend my sheep. It's amazing how I got me to read this verse again in verse 18. Truly, truly, I say to you, when you were younger, you used to gird yourself and walk wherever you wished. But when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will gird you and bring you where you do not wish to go. Verse 19. Now this, he said, signifying by what kind of death he will glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, follow me. Jesus wants us to follow him. He wants us to lay down our lives for him. Jesus is God. Jesus is real. He is a big deal, and he loves us so much. I'm going to pray, and then I'm going to be done. Dear God, thank you for this time that I can do this. Lord, you are awesome. Please help and bless those who listened and watched. Lord, you are awesome. You're amazing. Please get rid of the coronavirus pandemic and every other disease. In your name, I say amen. Next week, I'll be starting a new series of messages on the book of Acts. So, I didn't do every chapter of John in this series, but I'll keep on doing series of messages. So, hope you all enjoy those. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your evening. Yeah.